Stand by.
This is
I don't think Burke's censored.
WHGC-TV, proudly serving Rochester.
We begin with breaking news tonight. 26 months behind bars. That's how long former Congressman Chris Collins was sentenced to serve in prison for insider trading and lying to the FBI. Just a few moments ago, the 69-year-old Republican left federal court after appearing in front of a judge in a Manhattan courtroom this evening. Collins also has to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars in fines. News 10 NBC chief investigative reporter Berkeley Breen was in the courtroom when Collins learned his sentence. He joins us now.
And Deanna, I was outside the courtroom when Chris Collins walked down those steps and right into a crush of photographers and reporters. Chris Collins was sentenced to 26 months in federal prison, but he won't begin to serve that term until we believe March. We don't have an explanation as to why that is the case, why he didn't go to prison right away or to jail right away. Collins pled guilty to sharing inside information about a drug company with his son so that he and his friends and family could unload their shares before the stock tanked, and then Collins lied about it to the FBI 10 months later. Collins sobbed as he spoke in court, especially when he talked about his children and grandchildren, and he said, quote, "My life and reputation have been shattered, but worst, my family has been shattered." So he gets 26 months in federal prison, a $200,000 fine, and he'll be on probation for a year after he gets out. His son Cameron is sentenced here next week, and Chris Collins asked the judge to show mercy for his son. In New York City, Berkeley Breen, News 10, NBC.
Burke, thank you. Nate McMurray, a Democrat running to fill the vacancy left by Chris Collins in the 27th District, has issued a statement on Collins' sentencing. He says, in part, years of lies by Collins and those who justified his crimes ends like this. No sentence can heal the damage caused. The sting will linger. Now to a story that's still developing at this hour. Brighton police are calling it a tragic accident. According to the chief, one woman is dead after being backed over by a homeowner who was backing out of her driveway. This happened around 3:30 this afternoon on Shallett Circle in Brighton. The woman was pronounced dead at the scene. Police are still investigating, but they do not believe alcohol or drugs were involved. We'll continue to monitor this story and bring you updates on News 10 NBC at 11 and online at WHGC.com. It's time now for a quick look at your News 10 NBC First Alert forecast with meteorologist Stacy Pingen. Stacy, you're tracking some pretty messy weather this weekend, right? Thanks, Stacy. You'll be able to follow the yellow alert for Saturday and Sunday during our new weekend morning show. We're launching News 10 NBC today starting tomorrow. We'll have your First Alert weather and all the breaking news, big local stories just like you get from us during the week, so you can stay informed on the weekends too. Watch News 10 NBC today this weekend starting at 6 a.m.
Mask is an important program that News 10 NBC.
We're ready. We're here.
From the sky,
Impact
this is now snow-covered ground at the Sampson Veterans Memorial Cemetery in Romulus.
Vaping-related illnesses are being blamed for the death of two women in New York. And according to Governor Andrew Cuomo's office, one of them lived in Ontario County. News 10 NBC's Patrick Mooseneck joins us with the information that has been released so far. Patrick.
Here's what we know so far. Both females were adults. One described as being in her 20s, the other in her 50s, and lived in Ontario County. The number of vaping-related deaths in New York has just jumped to 4 after 2 women died recently. We talked to Dr. Michael Mendoza, Commissioner of Public Health, about the unidentified Ontario County woman who actually died in Monroe County.
We are still trying to figure out the particulars of what happened. That investigation is being led by the State Department of Health, as is usual in this instance. And as we learn more, then hopefully we'll have more to share.
News 10 NBC reached out to the State Department of Health by email with a list of questions. Among them was their vaping mixed with outside chemicals or cannabis-related products. Did the women have pre-existing medical conditions? The department spokesperson emailed us back simply saying, as noted in the governor's statement, the investigation is ongoing. Due to patient privacy, we cannot release any further details.
We've had a lot of hypotheses as to why these deaths are occurring. And the reality is that we don't have solid science out there yet.
According to the latest CDC report, over 80% vaping-related hospitalizations have reported using products containing THC. Dr. Mendoza says vape smokers must be cautious.
Just accept that vaping is risky, and we certainly don't want to see any more people dying.
The governor says these deaths are tragic and also preventable. Patrick Musinak, News 10 NBC.
Still ahead on News 10 NBC at 7, an elderly man is rushed to the hospital with serious injuries. Now investigators are trying to figure out if he was hit by a train. Plus, a Chi-Line man is accused of recording a child through her bedroom window. Authorities reveal his shocking request after it was discovered. That's coming up at 7:17.
News 10 NBC is brought to you in part by
Yeah, yeah.
You deserve affordable health care.
That was the A block.